right. All right. You all ready for the Metazoo Be With You podcast?
I'm so ready for it.
Welcome to May the Zoo Be With You, a flesh and blood podcast. When I am in here, am George, the owner of Compete Sport, arguably, inarguably, definitely flesh and blood's greatest store. You're welcome, everybody. Suck it, Channel Fireball. And to my right is the Midtown merchant himself, the owner of the greatest single store to ever grace this fine planet.
Man,
Mitchell
that's
Murray.
generous. Very generous.
The man who just got owned by George about his fake news. Somebody who does market updates that depress us all. That is Louis the George. Welcome to May the Zoo Be With You.
Can you hear me?
Today,
Yeah.
nobody here. Today, we have several topics.
Jesus.
The first topic is its release day for
Yeah.
Table. We're going
Excellent
to talk
day.
about what the market is doing.
I hit the wrong button. Sorry.
Are
We're
you
good.
recording this?
Yeah, we're recording. I just hit the wrong button.
Oh, he actually wants to post this. Okay, go ahead.
He better post this. This is gold. It's me. So,
I have a hard cutoff in an hour. Let's go.
oh, Jesus. You're not going to be here for all of it. The second thing we're going to discuss, LSS taking Channel Fireball behind the woodshed and saying no more eBay for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
exciting.
You want to eBay? You do it fairly.
You do it right.
And then, of course, everybody's favorite 30 minutes. The Metazoo minutes.
Which I will not be here for, apparently.
Nobody cares. So, all right,
Yeah.
let's talk tails and where we are with the market. So listen, I think we can all agree box prices are probably settling in that 120, 100 to
below that.
135 range.
They're already
Is that about
110 on TCG player.
Your range is like a 35%
Off.
window.
It's already down to 110, George.
Can we
on
hone
TCG.
it
Really?
in a little bit? Can we hone
Let
it
me
in a
let me
little
do a
bit?
live
Like,
update here.
the box prices will be more than $1 and less than $5,000.
Oh, it's like your legendary pull rate you suggested. That's good. Thank you, Louis.
All right.
So
Live quote selling right now for 115.50.
There were
on
boxes at
TCG
110
player.
about 10 minutes ago.
Correct.
okay, so let's say boxes are selling at 110 for right now.
Yep.
Is this what we wanted?
Yes, we have been saying this for how long did we start the podcast? We did this on episode 2 or 3. We said this, that we wanted them to print a table in and have adequate supply of first edition for the needs of the community at MSRP or $100.
That is correct.
So yes, woo, good job, LSS.
Yeah,
We're proud of you. You did it.
I'm not going to be as condescending. I'm actually proud of you. I think
I'm
this
not
is
being.
good.
That was celebration, 100%.
I think this was really good. I think that this is a good open. I think that this is a. Listen, I think like where the test will be is it 110 in 3 days?
Yeah, that's a good
It'll
question.
be
Yeah,
at
that's a
110
good.
tomorrow.
Like when I come back from my trip, are boxes
100.
120 or 80?
Well, we were talking about this. Our box is going to dry up really quick, and then, like, what is going to? There's going to be a dip, obviously, but where's the floor before it spikes back up?
Yeah, how long do you
I-
think stay this low? I don't know.
So my question is not do they stay this low? My question is do they go lower?
Do they hit MSRP or lower? You think they hit 80, 90?
I think this is. I don't think they will hit 80. I think they could hit 100.
I don't disagree with that. I don't think that'll be 100 in mass, though. I think the 100 will be an edge case, an outlier. I think 110 to like between 100 and 110 will be the average.
I don't think so. First of all, let me say this. Like, I think the print run for this is massive.
Well, but the market, and I was saying this, other regions have also expanded. We know that Europe is already a cluster cuss. We discussed that briefly. It sounds like that did not go as smoothly as some had hoped. On the flip side, it sounds like some people in Europe got a ton of boxes. We also heard that Southeast Asia has
they
a
have
whole
monopoly, right? They have
one
really
distributor.
one distributor in Europe.
Right.
I mean,
But-
like they have two, but like it's really one. And like, listen, like that's what a monopoly happens, right? If you're in the curry, if you curry the favor of the king, you get a lot of boxes.
but then there's also Southeast Asia, which I feel like that's a new region blowing up with the game right now.
Yeah, that's,
So
that's where a lot of the growth has been.
So I'd be curious how much of the larger print run, let's say there's 150,000, 175,000 boxes. How much hit Europe? How much hit, Southeast Asia? United States, we've probably have said multiple times it's the largest market.
USA, all the way.
I would assume that the US probably gets 80 to 100K boxes.
Way more.
You think so?
Yep. I think there's more than 100,000 boxes in the U.S. alone.
Okay.
Let me first state this is not financial advice. We're three idiots and we have no idea.
Right. This is all speculation. We have no insider trading or anything like that.
So I think that the number of boxes doesn't matter to me as much as the question, did they print enough to adequately fulfill the demand at the $110 price point? I think they probably did. I think we see boxes kind of evening out at $100. I think there's some that sold today at 110 already, 105 already. So I think that we see that because I think you're still seeing stores who are getting boxes this week. I know a couple stores who just got their boxes in today who didn't do pre-orders and will end up selling boxes on TCG Player that don't sell locally. And so I think that whole ecosystem moves. I think the idea is have adequate supply upon release, and then as box prices go up, then you release unlimited, rather than what happened with Monarch, where we had supply issues, which probably we didn't actually have supply issues. It probably was just that people were ridiculous and bought way too many boxes.
Correct.
So maybe the question is, what's the percentage of Monarch compared to TOA? Do you guys think they 4x'd it, 5x'd it, 10x'd it?
I think they 2x.
3 to 2. 2 to 3. I mean, I think that's the average speculation among a lot of people. I think this is the biggest thing. I would say this is a lot of boxes for the current marketplace, global marketplace. And right now we've heard from distributors or from other individuals that unlimited boxes will hit in 60, 90 days after this release. There's not a firm release date, I don't believe, from Flesh and Blood. So there's not anything official, right?
Right. Not yet.
Correct. The market supply will not dry up, I think, in 3 months. Now, I say this with the hesitation of knowing that ProQuest Tours is going around, Nationals for the United States. There's going to be a lot of competitive events happening in the next 2 months that might grab a lot of that supply, pending that people are wanting to play at a high level or competitive level. But as y'all mentioned,
stop. Pending that people play Tales of Aria Heroes at
that's
the
what I'm saying.
competitive level.
That's what I'm saying. But what you're not taking it from a single standpoint, there are Guardian and Ranger cards and Runeblade cards that are strictly from the set that are generic or just class singles that are not tied to the talent system.
Yeah, I guess you could argue unlimited if I said that. But this is where I think people are losing their minds about I don't like that argument because I don't think that you're going to see a 50% meta of Tales of Aria Heroes in the competitive scene. And I don't.
But we saw that with Monarch.
No, the testing isn't long. They've got a month before Nationals. Is that true? A month and a half?
A lot of time, Louis, for games.
How much are you guys testing right now on a weekly basis? Your team?
They test
that we sponsor.
Yeah, those guys. But
daily.
Dude, of the 200,000 players, how many players are going to
no,
Nationals?
That's not fair. How many of those are going to go to Nationals?
That's what I'm saying. This is why I don't think that this argument.
There's 600 people going to Nationals that are going to be testing on a consistent weekly basis.
So
with
those
new
600
heroes.
people are not going to keep the market of Tales of Aria first edition going up.
That's what I'm saying.
Good. We're saying the same thing.
This was beautiful. This was beautiful, Louis. I want you to know that. I'm glad you paid attention. Go ahead, Mitch.
The next step, though, is let's say November, December, they come out with unlimited. There's still plenty of first edition on the market. What happens? Is it Monarch, rinse, and repeat?
No, I mean, no. First of all, this will not be 1K before Monarch is. But I think, shout out to Wall Street. Louis is drunk, by the way.
This is my first beer.
That's an all-day IPA. You just drink that one beer all day.
It has lasted now almost 3 hours. It's warm, and I really want a cold one.
Oh, God. It sounds miserable, actually.
Gross.
Continue on.
here is like this. I think goes to what we've been saying. What I think, frankly, a lot of people have been saying. There's a problem with the business model because this should feel really good and it doesn't feel amazing. And I think it's because we see Unlimited coming down the road, and that's going to be dodgy. I'll tell you this. I got a call today from one of my distributors simping for me to take some Tails Unlimited.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I will guarantee you, he won't get a hold of me. I'll be in a boat. But like my other one will be calling you Monday, being like, "Hey, George, you look great today. Love those Hawaiian shirts. Always dapper. How many boxes of Tails Unlimited do you want?" But 3,000 like always.
I hope they're printing that to demand. You know what I mean?
No, there's no chance. It's already printed.
I understand, but I'm hoping they didn't print like in mass, like another 100,000 boxes.
I think and this is where I go back to what I said the pot now 3 weeks in a row. This is where I think a box topper idea really would work.
Yeah,
I think not having 2 editions, this is where this would work.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't need 2 editions right now.
The only game I know of with 2 editions that are separated by time is Yu-Gi-Oh!
Magic.
No, they released at the same time.
I hear what you're saying. I was thinking of historical Magic, not like past Magic sets, not current. So go ahead.
So hold on. Let's go. Let's not. Can we not just derail into saying what we should do and talk about what we like? Like I think.
Let me be very clear here. Everybody on this podcast much prefers this to Monarch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Unlimited
feels
is
way
Unlimited
better.
needs to wait.
Unlimited is
like 3
going
to 6
happen.
months.
We already know Unlimited Tails is going to happen. Do we absolutely just because they're taking pre-orders? Does that mean necessarily that we are seeing it in 2 months?
I think so.
I mean, is there any way they can just hold it?
I mean, like they told me November
like-
19th.
That's gonna be
hold
that's
it-
gonna be a mess.
I
Told me
know.
November 19th. But like, listen, hold on. Let's not be so negative. Let me restate this again.
It's not gonna be a
Every
mess for
single
us.
person, every single person on this podcast much prefer. We gotta talk about the bannings too. Every single person on this podcast much prefers this to the way Monarch felt.
Yes, 100%.
We will take this 100 times out of 100.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is a better system. But I'm still questioning, why does Unlimited exist?
I agree, but like I do think like listen, like this goes into what we're talking about next with LSS trying to prop up Unlimited. I think they are finding a way to fix what I think was a problem.
Yep,
they're trying to at least.
Yes,
they're on their way to fixing it.
And that is really good. That is really good.
I
think they still have some kinks to work out. Obviously.
Agreed. Yeah.
But like this is a big improvement over Monarch. Huge. Massive.
Yep.
And they deserve credit for that. I think, we talked about this a little bit with Don earlier. One of the big issues that I think stores are going to have is that we paid way more for this box than we did for Monarch.
Yeah, and a lot of
Way
people.
more.
Yeah, that was actually
Like
surprising.
almost 20% more.
Correct. We didn't see that coming. That was a whole nother thing. Like we could talk about.
And I think that is going to be an issue. But I do think I'm wondering if LSS saying we're going to start to show our teeth a little bit more when it comes to this map nonsense. Are distributors next? Are they going to say you can't increase the price 20% on a store without warning? You can't do it.
Yeah. That's just common sense. I mean, like you just expecting somebody to pull out that amount of money out of their back pocket whenever they had a previous invoice where they can see their pre-order on X price, and then I'm told the invoice is thousands more. I'm going,
yeah,
okay, I guess I'll pay it. Like I can't say no. I mean, I guess I could.
I think like that is I think LSS. I think that will be the next thing LSS does after they took care of the map issue.
So, one of the things I said to George the other day was, "Is this set going to be what was it, Ice Age, and what's the other set that that came out from Magic that was printed to oblivion?" So the whole Magic the Gathering market was complaining that there wasn't enough supply. All we were doing first edition, and they printed another thing. And I honestly said, "This is great. They've solved the first edition problem, and that will be really good for helping new people get into the game." But what that doesn't include is unlimited coming down the pipeline. And so like, is this conversation going to the idea of like, we want unlimited printed to oblivion, but we want unlimited coming out like 6 months? Like, what's the right timeline?
I think that I am back to the box topper idea. Like I don't think 2 editions will make sense in the future.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And listen, like I will once again say,
well,
all of us were wrong about this.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, yeah, we were wanting this.
Like, like this is not oh geez, how did they not see this coming?
Correct.
We were all wrong about this.
Unlimited was a great solution for WTR and ARC and Craze.
Yeah, and like I remember like very clearly when when we just had Crew on my shelf for $80 a box, and I didn't have a single box of Wraith, a single box of Arcane. Those were sold out, and I was like, I have no idea what to sell. They were like, oh, we're gonna do unlimited. I'm like, heck yeah, we're in the biz. And then listen, like the first print runs of Wraith and Arcane sold immediately.
Yeah,
couldn't get enough. I think and I said you got to flood the market, and they flooded the market, and now it's an issue.
Well, I think this is the issue is they
I don't know why people give me my advice. I'll be honest, it's never good.
Unlimited was great months to a year after the initial first edition release, and I think that's kind of a key piece here. I mean, you think about Magic when they did what, multiple first, second edition, and then what they did Unlimited. I don't think Unlimited is an issue. I think how quickly they're pursuing Unlimited after the initial first edition release is the biggest issue.
I think the issue that they saw was that by the time Crucible came out for the second wave, I believe race boxes were thousands of dollars. I believe they were like a $1,500, $2,000 box.
Yeah.
And I think they thought, oh my God, all these boxes are going to follow that trend.
Yes.
And they didn't.
Which makes sense, actually, in hindsight.
It does, but I can also see from them being like, geez, like if people are really simping that hard for the cold foils.
Yeah, Monarch failed miserably for some. I mean, I think there's a whole bunch we can discuss there, but there were missed expectations with Monarch.
Monarch had issues, I think. I don't think it failed miserably. Let me first state that.
Yeah, I think it completely depends on what the print run of Monarch was in terms of.
I think it okay, let's just go back to Fab went to a very non-traditional. We've talked about this 1,000 times. The amount of inflation or price increase over a period of time was extremely unrational to some extent of how quickly it went. There are a lot of factors that fed into it, but the acceleration and how quickly prices went up was unnatural for a TCG, especially of its age. So there's that. We were expecting a similar trajectory with future sets. I think the world kind of came to its senses a little bit and said, this is ridiculous. No? There's 1,000 reasons I think that could have gone into it. But there was kind of a come to Jesus moment, and they're like, oh.
I think Monarch is Monarch.
It's a great set.
Monarch was a very different set. And I don't think the market knew how to handle it. And I think over time it might.
Yeah,
and I
don't
think
disagree with you.
that is the Rudy argument, right? The Rudy argument is the market is wrong about this. It's going to take time for them to realize that this is the future of Fab, and this will be the first. Remember, Monarch was the first set James White designed,
right?
So, is Monarch what the future sets will look like? I think that's a really important question. And listen, Tails seems to point to yes.
Yeah,
Tails is a lot more similar to Monarch than it is to Wraith.
That's correct. And we've been kind of alluded that future sets will be more similar to this talent structure and ecosystem.
So I think also the market was stupid for Monarch. The pre-orders, everyone was everyone including the three of us, everyone including the three of us were idiots when Monarch came out. And what they did and what we don't know yet is the print run of Monarch. We never, and I said this before,
I really hope it's 28,000 boxes continue.
We never had ever in the history of Flesh and Blood, in the history of Flesh and Blood leading up to Monarch, we never had the entire print run be offered and on the market at the same time. For WTR and ARC, you could always get the box of some distribution. You could There was for Crucible, there was 2 waves. For Monarch, they said, here's a box, America. Here's all the Monarch boxes in the world. And like it got throttled at a store level, it got throttled at a collector and an investor level. It didn't get
maybe
throttled
a distribution level. Continue.
and maybe a distribution level.
Yeah.
It got throttled here, and that's not a healthy point for it to get. Sorry, that's not a healthy point for it to get throttled when box prices are 500, because box prices are only going to drop down, and it's going to cause the whole market to say blah 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 blah, all the things we've been saying. And then you also throw unlimited right there, and it kind of crashed the single prices, which we never saw happen. We never knew what was going to happen with unlimited singles when it's, when the print runs could be similar. Like, right, for WTR and ARC, we had such a low print run on an E-Strike foil. We never knew what could happen, and all that stuff happened at the same time. I think that's the bigger issue. And so hopefully
I think that I suspect this will be the last set we get allocated on.
Yeah, I agree.
Should they be keep printing this many boxes? Like, should they continue to keep upping the print run 2-3x?
Boxes should be $100.
Okay, they are $100. But how do you, if you print too many boxes are not going to be $100. So what if boxes are matte for first edition? You printed too many boxes.
This is where they have to figure out the distribution issues. Because
I think you also have to figure out print run
at
issues. You can't just keep 2xing it.
At $100, I will make less on this than selling a box of unlimited at MAP.
What?
I'm getting charged more for this than unlimited boxes.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm getting charged the same. So
you're not from at least one distributor. I can promise you that.
I can guarantee
that's
you
true.
100%.
The other distributor, it's basically the same.
I mean, it's a few dollars. Yeah.
It's basically the same.
I forget we can't edit out this video.
It's $1.
So I gotta keep my mouth shut.
It's $1.
Yeah, Mick is usually like, let me tell you all the prices I paid.
It's like $1 difference.
Like, Louis, edit this.
I'm
happy selling first edition boxes at $100. I think that's a win.
If I could sell boxes, I would be too.
I think that's a huge win. Like, I think that's I think the question is, how do you throttle that so you can sell first edition boxes at $100 for 6 months or 5 months? I'm not sure the answer on that.
There's no law that they can't do waves, right?
Yeah.
You can do 2 waves, 3 waves.
Yep.
I think that's a good idea.
I agree.
I tend to think you don't want boxes. Like, I always say this, right? What Fab has right is the gameplay. We're going to talk about the bannings in a minute, and I do think that's something to talk about. But, like, what Fab has largely correct is the gameplay. If you can't play with the cards, you don't have anything.
Right.
Metazoo can exist outside of gameplay. Gameplay is great. Gameplay is fine. No beef with gameplay with Metazoo. But, like, the Topps cards are unplayable, and they're going to sell out in, 15 seconds.
Yeah. Thanks,
The
Fox.
pins are completely unplayable. They're going to sell out in, 10 seconds. Because it exists outside of play. People love the thing.
The IP. Yeah.
Yeah, the IP is different.
That is not Fab. Fab has to be a good game.
Yep.
Yeah. Has to be a great game.
If the Fab game sucks, the boxes are literally worthless.
100%.
And you need
you got to get boxes in the hands of players, right? Like a Fab top set would sell 4 boxes.
Right.
They would all go to Saint. So like it would, like it would not be a thing. Like it wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, I agree.
So like what Fab has to do is figure out, how do I get boxes in the hands of players as efficiently as possible without burning stores?
Yeah, and how do you manage that for the collectors too? You got to keep it throttled. You got to keep the waves. We saw it with Crucible. It had waves, and that kind of helped the product a little bit. I don't know. I'm there. I'm there. I think waves are a good idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Waves from LSS, not from distribution.
Yes, for the love of God. Okay. Y'all want to talk about bannings, or y'all want to talk about
let's give a final let's just do a real quick 2-second final estimate next week when we're doing the podcast, where our box price is at.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Complete guess.
All right, Mick, you go first.
What was the question? I had
next week when we do the podcast, where are box prices of Toe at?
For tails?
Yeah. This is what we don't know the print run. We don't know any details. We have no clue.
Right. We won't know the print run for another year at least.
Yeah. Complete shot in the dark.
Let me see here. I'm going to go.
Do you guys want to write the numbers down before we?
I'm going to go 108.25. $108.25.
Very specific. That's better than George's window of like.
All right, Louis, what's your price, boo boo? By the way, Louis and I guessed prices last week. I want y'all to go back and see.
Can I
who's
get
closer.
a shirt? Can we get your meme
what was
team?
my price? What was my
Can we-
price?
Go ahead,
last
Louis.
week?
Hold, please.
I think I said 100. My box price is 110. That's what I was gonna say.
Okay. Hold, please.
It's not gonna
I
hold.
want a shirt that says, "What's your price, boo boo?" Can your meme team put that together, Louis?
Sure.
Thank you.
I like that.
Get on that.
I think box
Hey,
prices. Will
team!
be, I think box prices will be $90 by Friday of next week.
All right. Bold prediction.
Yeah, all right.
Below MSRP.
Says the guy who said Mon would be 1K by now.
Now, are you using TCG or eBay sales plus TCG?
No, just we don't need to do that. We just
well,
it
the
seems like
TCG
none of us think
players-
it's going up.
In
No,
three,
no, that's guys.
in
What?
th-
Guess what? It's a TCG.
This is what
Like
I
this
want.
is a healthy. Like maybe not.
What-
I don't know
what's
if I
going
use the word healthy. This is a standard TCG.
nothing I
Hey,
do is healthy. So
Well, that's true.
what,
Mr.
what do
Bucky's
y'all
over
think
there.
the average legendary will be in 3 weeks?
$100, 150.
If it's 150, it's not a $108 box.
Bingo.
I would
Yeah.
agree with that.
Then that's
I-
It can't be your guess.
Well, I would agree with you, but you know that there's sometimes a delay between singles prices and boxes. I agree with what you're saying, though.
I think part of the problem with legendaries in this set is that a lot of people are able to get the boxes and they want to open them themselves, which is a lot of fun. You'll see a lot of trading going on and a lot of
agree with
selling
that.
to then buy, which will keep the market down. I think a legendary is between 75 and 100. next
People are
week.
saying 90 to 115 in the chat.
I had to turn the chat away because I was reading it instead of listening to you guys.
You're doing
I,
great.
I glance at it occasionally. so-
I don't know how to do that, so don't worry. I'm not paying attention to any of you.
Yeah, that's okay. I know multitasking is hard for you.
I can't do it. I think it's 75 to 90.
I don't.
No,
not for
we-
all of them. We're talking averages here.
We could
right?
be
So
way
when-
wrong. We could be way wrong, but
That's true.
my reasoning for that was the amount of legendaries that are available on the market of Monarch. Like there's just so many of. I think the print run's got to be amazing in this. So like
I think
that's
it's like I will restate. All 3 of us think this is good.
yes,
Yeah,
100%.
none of this is negative. I
Yep.
mean, I might not have a business after this, but none of this is negative.
That's
I
fine
love
with
this
that.
for the players market.
That's fine with me.
I know.
So, like, I think the EV in this box will be $85 to $90 in 3 weeks.
My market update's gonna be so much fun to watch. Everybody go watch my market update.
Would you
So
please
somebody was
only do market
asking-
updates for Metazoo and for Wraith.
So somebody was asking,
What?
let's not bring
Those
Metazoo
two
in
make
right
me
now.
feel good.
The
Everything else
Wraith
hurts my
the Wraith
spirit.
update is the lowest watched one.
Really?
Yep.
Only
That
cards
surprises
people
me.
care about are tunics. I guess maybe they care about.
It's probably that
Guardian.
it's probably the day that it's posted. It's Thursday. I
Oh,
don't- anyway.
interesting. Go ahead.
All right. I think that's good. I think I didn't read the
This is
comments,
pretty
but I'm
normal
sure.
though for a TCG, right?
I think this is great. I think this is good. It's good.
I
it's
think we're gonna
great.
see a dip, see play
So,
as
What I
as play
don't know what
continue.
happens. I don't. This is where it goes. Is like
When
how do
limited
you
hits.
what's going to happen with unlimited if boxes are
So, you ready for the
$110
hilarious part
That's
about
my
that?
that's my curious.
Yeah,
thing.
You know whose
I love
problem
that.
that's going to be?
distribution?
Bingo.
yeah.
Like yeah.
Well, and I
mean,
think that's my thing. If they print like another 100,000 boxes, the market's already flooded with product. But I would say that the lowest point's probably gonna be when unlimited hits. Would we agree?
Yeah.
2 to 3 months. If that's when we're speculating boxes hit, that's when the first edition product will hit its bottom. I would anticipate.
So all until this moment, the only thing you've heard me say on my channel is that unlimited does not affect the price of first edition, and I have been wrong every time I said that.
Yep.
Unlimited
here's
did
where I-
not
here's
did
where I
not
think you're
affect the
wrong.
price. Can you let me finish?
No. Here's the hot take. There is more of this box than there are of Crucible Unlimited. Is my best guess.
Yeah,
I would.
there's more of Crucible First Edition than there are of Crucible Unlimited.
That's my gut too. That's not my gut. That's
Not anymore,
Yeah,
but
it's
from the
not
first
anymore,
wave.
but for that first wave, yes.
Yeah.
Which is
So,
why I did
Louis,
so
I'm
well.
trying to defend you here, Boo Boo. This is where I think you were not as wrong as you think you are. This box will act far more like an unlimited box than our first edition box because of that.
Yeah, especially when you throw unlimited on there.
Yeah.
I just don't think that we have we have not set the current market, and the market could shift back to a collectible market tomorrow. I don't.
Interesting.
I mean,
Please.
I actually love
the
that
current market does not care about the difference between a first edition and a unlimited majestic. Those price points are going to be equal for this set for a long time. These first edition cards, these majestics, are not going to have the foils. The foils barely have a premium. The foils barely have a premium, and probably more speculation going on than actual care for it.
Here's what's going to end up happening. Scalpers or flippers are going to start leaving the marketplace. It's going to become predominantly investors, collectors. Yeah, we've already seen a max exodus.
Yeah,
that happened with Monarch. I actually would speculate that was a huge issue with Monarch.
Yeah,
is people
100%.
were in too deep. They went in just to flip it, and then they burned them, and then they haven't come back.
George, are you still in that flipper group?
Yeah,
there was tons of Monarch
about tails.
Tons of Monarch, no tails.
Somebody else. I actually like having the chat because there's interesting points. Somebody says, "What is the point in printing first edition and cold foils if they're under $100 and they don't hold any like substantial value?"
Hold on. Rainbow foils can be $5.
2 years ago, a WTR cold foil common was a $2 common that was thrown into the draft bin at George's shop.
Right.
And now
Cards
it's a
for
$400 card. In 2 years, a Monarch cold foil common will probably, if the game is still
have some value,
if the game has grown, the card will have a lot of value in 2 years.
I think you want to use that word carefully a lot. It might have incremental value over what it has now.
A lot of value. A cold foil common in 2 years from Monarch will be a $300 card if the game has the equal growth rate.
No way in hell.
Okay.
I give it like 5 to 10 years
right now from Monarch.
Like $40.
Yeah,
maybe.
A 5x in 2 years if the game has a similar growth rate from the last 2 years. You guys are crazy.
It's closer to 10x if we're going, but that's fine.
It's actually exactly 7.5x. But
you're saying it will be more expensive?
I'm saying it'll be less. I could see. I'm not saying it won't go up. I'm not seeing that incremental incline as much. Now, this is all contingent on success of the game, which we can talk about our confidence in that here in a minute, if we want to talk about that. I don't know if I want to get into that. God, it's been a salt fest in our group chat.
Each other through our spirits. Me and Louis' soul just looked into each other.
I like being in y'all's group chat this week.
Are we moving on to this?
I mean,
all right. So let's talk about the bannings. So there's two important bannings. One was Seeds of George's Pain because it did not help Monarch hit 1K. And this was clearly a way to nerf Chain Gang.
Yes. Good observation, George.
Great observation from somebody who doesn't play the game.
Was I right or wrong?
The Seeds of Agony ban was to nerf Chain.
It was 40. Was it 40% of the top 64?
Yes.
The second banning is Rune. Let's talk about Runeblade. Let's talk about the
Well, second banning is
can I say something about Seeds? Let me say about the Seeds.
Let's go Seeds first, Louis.
We are not the podcast to listen to about the Seeds ban.
No, you guys actually did a really great chat.
Go listen to a competitive team conversation
about that you did earlier.
Go listen to Hometown TCG.
Yeah.
This is not the podcast to talk about the Seeds ban. Like the Seeds ban is a competitive thing. In my personal opinion, I've shared it a million times. The Seeds ban, I wish that they would have banned a couple of colors of it. I don't understand the point of doing the colors.
Errata.
But like again, like everyone, like I think the Seeds ban is. I don't know. I don't have a huge.
Here's where I do think it matters, Louis. Like here's where I don't entirely agree with you, frankly. As always, they nerfed a third of a box, a third of an entire set.
Yeah, a fourth.
That feels bad.
Yeah, sure. If they have actually taken Chain out of the whole meta, which a lot of people say that they have, and I would probably agree that they have, that it was too strong of an
S tier anymore.
Yeah, then that's true. I agree with what you're saying, George, because now you're buying Monarch Unlimited for what? For Prism, which was really only shutting down Chain in the current last meta.
Correct.
And like, I also think it's not unfair to like, and like, I had a great conversation with Jordan on the Bone Zone about this, the greatest podcast, by the way. And what I took away from the timing of this announcement was that LSS thought that Chain was causing really big damage to the game's meta. Like, they thought it was something that they had to do now.
It's preventing the
timing
game
is
from being
brutal.
fun from other people.
Say it again.
It was preventing the game from being fun for the other heroes or playable for the other heroes.
Yeah, like they thought this was like a catastrophic thing, in my opinion. I don't know that. I could be dead wrong. I could be misreading this. I have no idea. But like, the timing of the ban tells me that they thought this was a really big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great. This is great.
I have to
wanna think
ban
about it.
a thing on the chat. There's somebody who's
Yeah, there's a nice little video chat thing that somebody was trying to spam. I just reported it.
yeah, I got it.
Sorry, George. Somebody was trying to spam the chat.
Yes, it is a huge thing that was affecting the gameplay. Is what you're saying? They thought that chain was a huge issue in the game.
Yes.
And I do think I think that it is a fair question that if we designed Monarch first,
yeah,
should this have been caught? Like, and I'll be like, I have been very clear on this podcast. I despise bannings. It
Why?
feels awful.
Okay.
'Cause-
Well, your players have been burned to the nth degree because of another popular 3-letter word game.
Listen, I've been very clear. My breaking point with Magic with Zomnath, I'll carry it because they want to buy it. I will not enjoy it. I
Yeah.
hate carrying Magic.
Right.
And we're gonna get into that with Rune in a minute here. But I don't like bannings. It feels bad for players. It feels bad for buyers, I should say.
Something had to be done about chain. I personally think that they went too far. There's a ton of conversation on this though. Like there's a ton of conversation on that. And I think there's a ton of good points on both sides for the Seeds ban. That's what I'm trying to say.
I agree.
Don has my favorite comment, and he's of the opinion that Seeds died for Dustblade sins. That's my favorite comment. That
So let's go into Dustblade. All right.
Mhm.
This is the bigger one in our opinion.
Hey, do you want to play the clip real quick, Louis? Or
Yeah, you guys want to play the Yazzie clip?
All right, before he does this, if you know what the heck he's talking about in this clip about the boat, would you please tell us?
Yeah,
yes.
Yazzie,
Yazzie, you need to
Yazzie, we
leak
need to
some
know.
info.
All right, this is the clip.
Blade. Unfortunately, Blade was not subjected to the classic constructed processing yet. It should have been. It should. You're not testing it. Why aren't you testing? We buy this shit. We buy it. We spend the entire fucking paychecks on this shit. Test. You have money. You have boats. Come on, James White. Fuck.
You have boats. How many boats does James White own? Like, I'm so baffled by this clip.
What's funny is George doesn't own one boat, which, as far as I'm aware, you don't own a boat. Maybe you do. I know you
don't.
desire to have a Metazoo boat in the future, but
We
just
give
made
you
me
money.
cry.
We give you money. We spend our paychecks.
But this
Why
is
aren't you
actually
testing?
this is the exact mantra, right? Like,
Yeah, this
there
is-
are people out
listen.
there that are buying boxes. I opened 3 cold foil dust blades yesterday
Listen.
and about lost my stuff.
Yazzie is my spirit animal.
I
Yeah,
know you
if
said
I
that, and
could-
it's 100% true.
If I could be reincarnated as any animal, it would be Yazzie. This is. I mean, you
He's
guys
not
have heard
wrong, though.
You guys have heard my opinion. I just don't understand why they didn't play test. I don't care about. I don't care about the
I don't
money.
care about
Everyone on my
stealing.
comment section was like, you're just mad about the money that you traded for
No.
I don't care about that at all. I care about the new person who pulls a
Flesh
cold
and
foil
bones.
dust blade and gets upset about it. And I care about the fact that they said that they didn't play test it. Can I share
What are
my
you doing?
honest? Here's what I think they should have done. If they honest to God, like, lied to me. I wish James White, I wish you would have lied to me. Just tell me that you printed the card for Blitz only and that was the original intention. Don't tell me you didn't play test it. Like, that crushed my brain. It crushed my heart. It crushed my soul, and it crushed my brain when they said they didn't play test it. Lied to
Crush
me.
your confidence in the game and in their ability to build
Lied to
a.
me. Tell me that you just printed
Tell me
it
what I
only
want to
for
Louis,
hear.
Louis, you look great.
Don't tell me you did it for the lore. Like,
Louis, you look great.
my Fat.
I thought we could call Lang to Louie.
Ada wrote a great article on this. Didn't you like comment on this? Got her good. So people keep asking if they're gonna print unlimited. I guarantee you they're already printing unlimited. So it's in
unlimited
there.
is printed.
And they haven't even started printing drone. Drone is still in like WTR unlimited. So like yes, it'll probably be there.
And let me explain. Like, and this has been something somebody called me out on. They said like, no, you defended them with the drone ban, and I had no problem defending them with the drone ban. The drone ban to me was a weird interaction that I could completely understand how it was missed. This, I think, is very different. This feels way worse. So let me explain like where I am with this, I think. This is not as bad as Omnath, right? Omnath was, first of all, it was game breaking.
Are we talking Magic the Gathering?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I have no context. Continue.
It was game
It was
breaking.
also the card from that set.
Yeah.
It was the card everybody wanted. That's not this.
Yep.
Where I think it's similar in a way that's concerning is the second Omnath was released, was spoiled, everybody was like, holy guacamole, how is that not going to break the game? And the same thing happened here, right? When they spoiled this card, a lot of the comments were like, wait, like how do you want me to beat this?
Right.
And like it if it was that obvious to a large number of people, I don't know how it got missed.
Do you remember when Duskblade was leaked and spoiled and people were like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Runeblade. Like there's no like elemental Runeblade, right?
I do remember that because what I
and people
told
were
everyone
like,
when
holy crap.
And what I said in the comment sections to those people were LSS, I'm sure, has playtested it. They're really great at game design. I'm sure they playtested it. Don't get on LSS because they're really great at game design. I'm sure they playtested it.
That is so people are asking longevity of the game and what's the outlook? We are betting on playtesting. We are betting on game design. I also will argue that I'm betting on. That's what we're betting on, right? We're betting on a balanced ecosystem. Yes. We've argued time and time again. They are doing the hardest part right. And this week, I think we were all just a bit shattered to our core because of that. I appreciate the transparency. I'm all about integrity.
Yeah.
That was still hard to hear, even if they're being honest. Like
this would be like Metazoo saying that they weren't going to market their next product. They weren't going to do their marketing.
Yeah.
What we believe in with Mike, I mean, the game's fun. But like the playtesting doesn't matter to me as much for Metazoo. Really,
they do have a playtesting team. Continue.
I'm sure, but like for me, it'd be like Mike saying, "Hey guys, we didn't do any marketing for Nightfall. We didn't do any. We didn't go out to any content creators. We didn't do anything. We like what Metazoo has is." Marketing and an IP, and in my mind what LSS has and what Flesh and Blood has is like the greatest designed TCG, like this tight-knit designed TCG that cares so much about the quality of the gameplay. And so like if you didn't play test, this is where I get, if you didn't play test this card, then what else haven't we play tested? That's the fear.
And here's the problem. Like that's a valid question.
Yeah.
Like what? And like listen, like I like it came out and I immediately logged off of social media because like I can't deal with it.
I should have done that.
Yeah.
Like I was
you
just
would have
like
had a lot better week, Louis.
I can't tell you guys how many comments I've made and then deleted this week.
Gosh.
Like because it was too like first of all like it was shocking. I was stunned. I was stunned by both bands.
I thought I was gonna wake up.
Well, so people are thinking that we're being like overly sensitive or reading too much into this. I will say this.
Why? Like, what are we reading?
One person said that.
That's true. I will
Who was
say
it?
this.
Name them. Name and shame.
That's totally your mantra.
Listen, I get it.
I love their honesty. Yeah. I'm not of the same belief, Louis, where I think they should have lied to me. I understand what you're saying. You just don't want to hear like the truth hurts sometimes. We are betting on this game, and when I say betting, that's probably the wrong choice of words. We have said time and time again that we believe this guy is that we believe in this game and we believe in the creators of this game and the game that they're creating. And it was discouraging. And I think they even said this. They were embarrassed to have to say this.
100%. They did. They owned it.
I loved their response to it. I
Mhm.
commend them for the way that they responded. It did not hurt. It hurt still. Like it hurt the pride that I have for the game that I support, the thousands of hours that Louis and I have invested in the game. George, I know you've invested. George, you work your ass off, but you're not in the game store every single day, my man. Like, I know you spend a lot of hours. You spend hundreds, but I'm not going to put you in the thousands.
I'm going to give another comparison.
He's like,
This
you're
is
not
how-
doing
this
2
is how I
YouTube
feel.
videos
Good
a
at
day.
math. Continue, Louis.
This is how I feel. If I was a huge Red Sox fan, right? They go to the World Series in 2003. They go to the World Series, and what's his face hits a home run. Aaron Boone hits a home run in the last inning, and it was actually the LCS. Anyway, not important. They lose the game. They lose the championship because Aaron Boone. If they would have came out then and said, "Hey guys, sorry, we didn't practice before the LCS. We just didn't practice for 3 weeks. We just didn't practice." That's how this would have felt. Now the key here, and this is the positive spin on this, is that the next year was 2004, and they came back and they won the World Series in 2004. And there is a next year. There is a next year for LSS. There is a next year. That's just how it felt. And maybe I'm being overly sensitive, but like I also quit my job to do a YouTube channel that predominantly covers Flesh and Blood because I love this game, and there's a lot of emotion wrapped up in the game for me. 100%.
Absolutely.
And that's how I feel. I feel like LSS is a team that I want to cheer on and I want to support, and it feels like they didn't practice for the big championship. That's how it feels. So
That's a great analogy.
but there's another championship next year, and I still believe that LSS can win that championship if they play test their cards.
Yep. No, I agree. I think we're just looking at this set. This is the first
George,
set.
tell me why I'm wrong.
Yeah. I think George is kind of in the same boat.
I don't know if you're wrong. I'm trying. I'll be honest. I'm trying very hard. I'm trying very hard to be more to not be as negative as I feel about this. It feels terrible. Like, listen, as a store, I am now having to give. Like, I have a deal in my store. If you open up if you open up the card in cold foil, I get you 6 free packs of tails. That's something George is doing. That sucks, and I did not expect that from LSS.
Yeah.
I have really not enjoyed this past week in Flesh and Blood for the first time. I think, frankly, I'll be open. Like, this is the first time in 3 years, 2.5, 3 years now, that I have not enjoyed a week of Flesh and Blood. And it's a release week. Like, this should be the best week, right? Like, remember how happy I was going into Monarch. This really, to me, this really took some luster off the release for me.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm alone. I don't think I am. And I'm really sad. Like, the community seems to have been divided into, you have to defend this decision at all costs and think that there was nothing wrong with this, or it's the worst thing in the world and the world is ending. And I don't think either one of those is true. If you look at that press release and walk away with nothing went wrong, A, you didn't read the press release. They apologized. They said I goofed. So shut up. Like, don't tell me that like everything is fine. They're telling you it's not.
Yeah.
They said we goofed. We messed up. We messed up big. They're saying that. So don't tell me everything's fine and they didn't mess up, because you didn't read. Or maybe you can't read, which is why you have these dumb opinions. The second thing is, though, this is not world ending. I have not sold this week. I am not selling this week. I'm going on my cruise. I can't sell this week. I mean, the world is not ending.
Yeah.
No, I don't think any of us are saying that.
There's another season.
I think what has really frustrated me this week with the reactions of people, frankly, is people going, "Oh, this is not a big deal. This is a big deal. There's a reason they said in the press. There's a reason their press release was worded as strongly as it was, because they know it's a big deal."
Yeah.
So what do you say to the people that say this is not a big deal?
Say it again.
What do you tell the people that say this is not a big deal?
Learn to read.
What do you tell Flesh and Blood Unseals who's saying like really overreacting?
Chris Sires is saying this is not a big deal. We're overreacting.
Yeah, wow, you guys are really overreacting.
How come James White is overreacting with his press release then?
Yeah.
Like James White is saying to you, this is a big deal. We really messed up.
So I
think one of the things too is like I'm a content creator. This is what I do. I create content. When LSS does something really good, I get yelled at for simping on LSS and being LSS fanboy. And when LSS does something bad, people comment that I am overreacting. So there's no way to make everybody happy.
I hear you.
I do content. If you think I'm overreacting, that's because this is how I'm reacting, and that's your opinion. But this is how I feel, and I'm not going to hold anything back because I'm an honest content creator. I don't care. LSS is probably not going to invite me on, or they're probably not going to come on the podcast now because I'm honest. Like that's fine. They're not going to come on here.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get in. I'm not going to become a Channel Fireball content creator because I disagree with what Channel Fireball does, and I'm honest about it. And I know that I lose on things like that, and I know that I offend you, but this is my opinion. This is what I believe in, and I believe in this game enough to create a YouTube channel about it. So go make a YouTube channel and don't talk about anything and don't have an opinion if that's how you feel. So
I also my point of this is that LSS, I think, in their press release basically said this is a big deal.
Right. 100%.
So
we're agreeing with LSS that this is a big deal. If you think we're wrong, you think they're wrong.
Yeah.
We're not arguing this is
the
ending.
issue with having a live chat because now individuals saying I wasn't saying that this wasn't a big deal. They're just saying that we're reacting to this deal.
Anyway,
I think the bottom line is we're not dropping the game. We're supporting this game. I genuinely
just bought an Alpha Box 24 Alpha Cold Foil Commons and a Rainbow Foil E-Strike.
I'll just say this.
I just bought all that.
I did shut off social media. I didn't watch any of your videos, Louis, about this. Actually, I did watch one. But I'm gonna tune it out. I want to enjoy.
Is that just because you watched the Yazzie video on repeat?
Dude,
I watched the Yazzie video yesterday and I literally cried laughing. I gotta go in like 10 minutes. But what I did do though is I tuned that out and I was like, I'm not gonna let this ruin my release. And I enjoyed opening boxes yesterday, ready for the site. And this set is beautiful.
It is.
The art is striking.
I don't want to be mean about this, but this is
it
you're not going to have a customer today open that box.
What do you mean?
He's going to open it.
He's going to open it.
Yeah.
I would much rather I'm giving away packs because I would rather take the loss than the customer.
I hear you. You're having to compensate for their mistakes. And
I've already shared my opinion on that side of it. And I agree. It feels terrible. And I have had 3 people reach out to me and say that at their pre-release, a new player pulled there's a million pre-releases. And
there's somebody who traded
in those million pre-releases, new players have pulled the thing and then been told that it's banned. And they say, I don't want to play anymore.
It's their first cold foil ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
And they're like,
that sucks.
Yeah.
That really sucks for a new player.
That's really, I think, what hurts us is we don't want that to be the first impression that a new player gets.
And
but we can move on.
The other side of that coin, which I am of the proponent that any single person walking away from playing Flesh and Blood is a really bad deal. That sucks, and that's really bad. The other side of that was, there's not that many people who are new players who are opening a Cold Foil Majestic, and I get that, but I care about those 3 people. I care about those 3 emails that I got this week. I care about it a lot. So,
anyways,
George hasn't moved. George hasn't moved or talked in too long.
I'm here.
We're just
he was reading the comments.
Lastly, we talk about.
Yeah, I do think that we've put James White and his team on a pedestal. Continue on.
Yeah. So we talked about this, right? We were like, listen, LSS won't do this.
Yeah.
That's on us for holding.
That's why my video is called "I Have to Eat Crow."
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm absolutely eating crow this week, and I don't like it. So lastly, let's talk about LSS's big announcement on Map. We are no longer.
Yes.
Listen, they call it Channel Fireball. Let's call it.
Great. I love it.
They're the only ones doing it that we know of at scale, at least.
Metazoo did it.
No, they're the only ones. He's saying there's the only ones selling at under Map. George.
Below Map.
I saw that coming
very
a mile away.
openly.
That interaction right there.
Yeah, he was like, "What? What are you talking about?" Continue.
Let's explain what was happening so everybody has context.
That's what I was about to do before I got interrupted.
Perfect. Welcome to the podcast. You interrupt everybody else. You get interrupted sometimes.
So at the end of the day, They came out with a policy that said you're no longer allowed to do or best offer listings and accept prices below map, and you're not allowed to have auctions that don't start at map.
Yep.
This is amazing.
You didn't do what I said that we should do. Channel Fireball was selling boxes as auctions that were selling for way below map. They were ending for
Like,
$180.
Way below map.
They were dumping more product than the market could absorb to get rid of unlimited product, because nobody and their grandma can sell unlimited Monarch right now at map. And so that's what they were doing. So they put out that article saying that they couldn't do that. I wanted to give the context before you told them what the article was.
Thank you. So, like, this was amazing.
Yes, 100%. Why was this amazing, George?
My wife's coming in. She wants to be on camera, so I got to move the camera. This is great television. So this is amazing because this was one of the biggest issues stores had.
Yes, with Monarch.
Yes.
With Monarch Unlimited.
Yeah. Like, how do I make any dollars on this when somebody can just go buy one box for under 200?
Oh, I mean, listen, like, I'm very upfront about this. Boxes of Unlimited in my store are still, I think they're $80.
Man.
Like, if you want me to carry a game, you're gonna, like, I have to make $1. That's the deal.
Yeah.
I'm not going to carry this game as charity.
Local stores suffer, though, because of the decisions. Because the fact of the matter is, Channel Fireball had probably way too much Monarch. They got burned just like everybody else did. But they were using a loophole to kind of get around it.
And this, and I'll say this, like, with Metazoo and LSS now both basically saying, Channel Fireball, you can't be naughty.
Well, in addition, Mitch, to add on to that, Channel Fireball, presumably what we believe, we don't know this for sure, but it makes a lot of sense that Channel Fireball's box price is less than your store's box price, your local game store's box price.
They have a direct policy.
They are able to sell a case for $180 and not lose.
If that is proven to be incorrect, I will eat a cold foil heart on camera.
Somebody prove it. Somebody make it happen. All of a sudden, I want that to not be true.
If they pay what I pay, I will crack a heart and eat it.
You're a monster. You're gonna crack a graded one, just eat a raw one, dude.
I don't have any non-graded ones.
So so we all that's true. And like, they're able to sell boxes, they are able to sell cases. Channel Fireball is able to sell cases.
There's only 100 of them, Nick.
On eBay for $180 on an auction, pay the fees and still break even or lose
I'm about to go do that.
Win money.
Whoa.
Meanwhile, LGSs are stuck not being able to sell the product because nobody at their store wants to buy it because they can get it lower because the Channel Fireball is doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I have only eaten food from gas stations today, just so we're all clear. I've eaten food from Buc-ee's and Wawa.
Should we just go back to opening packs because this is derailing?
I mean, real talk though, is that new, George? I feel like that's a normal day.
I love gas station food.
I know.
So this is really, I think there's two parts as to why this is a big deal. The first is the immediate part, which is that unlimited boxes are going to increase in value, in my opinion. There's not going to be a place for players to go and buy them at $23 and a box of Monarch. Like, you're going to have to spend real money now to go get a box of unlimited. It sets a real floor versus a fake floor. That's actually big news for 3 reasons. I apologize. Second is, like, listen, them and Metazoo have now called out Channel Fireball.
Yeah.
There's two questions I have. First is
showing some teeth. That's really good.
They're showing some teeth.
Yeah.
They're showing some teeth in the right areas, in my opinion.
Can I get spicy real quick? Do you think that one TCG felt more, encouraged to perhaps respond based because of another TCG's response?
Yes. Louis wrong. Absolutely.
I'm not going to name names. I'm going to be very cordial about it.
No,
I won't. When Metazoo called out Channel Fireball and they saw there was only positive repercussions.
I hope I don't think that I don't.
You don't think that it emboldened LSS to say, "Oh, Metazoo did that. We should do it too."
You think that they're aware of that? You think that I don't want to get into that. I don't think that LSS is aware of that interaction. I don't think that's true. I don't think that LSS is aware of the interaction.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Doesn't
matter.
I think the third reason I think this is a really big deal is it shows that they're trying to fix some of the issues we've been highlighting.
Yes,
and they deserve a
please.
lot of credit for that.
100%. They show that they see a problem and that they are trying to fix it.
Yes,
That's
please.
awesome. Yep. That's great. I don't like it when we're all in agreement on something. There's not really much to talk about.
Yeah,
when
I
we're
don't
all
really-
in
You're
there
agreement.
needs to be
What I said
disagreement.
earlier was a trap, and you all both fell into it.
Like I think it's awesome. Good job on LSS. That's
Good job, LSS. And like, listen, I do think this. Like, the next question is like, are they going to do the same thing to distribution?
Yeah. Are they going to? And then, what do we see happen with?
Well,
the
I think
amount
we're
of-
hoping.
What do we see
I
happen?
think they will. I'll be honest. I think they will. I think they know that their game growth is purely set on new stores carrying it. And right now, frankly, there's not a ton of money in it for new stores.
Unless something
And
changes. with
that's
them.
not going to feel good.
Yeah.
And they need to fix that. And the way to fix that is to tell distributors you can't raise prices 18 to 20% with no warning. And we're going to make sure that the boxes you get have some money in them. Those two things will fix this market tremendously. And I think they're doing a good job by doing those things.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Mitch, do you want to open your pack before me and Louis do a solo Metazoo minute, and then we go into Louis and George happy hour?
Yeah, yeah, that's actually really great segue. All right, so I'm gonna open a Kickstarter first edition pack. Do we want to do Babe the Blue Ox, Pizza Bird, or
Pizza Bird.
We want to do Pizza Bird?
Pizza Bird by far.
All right, let me transition my camera.
Wawa is amazing.
All right, here we go,
You guys are eating food, and I don't have any food.
I'm about to go eat food. I'm not there yet. So,
All right,
All right.
Mitch, open it up.
Look
and
at
Metazoo
this.
pack.
Look at this. Look at
Beautiful.
this transition.
So much better.
I've
than
been
my
doing it the
channel.
whole game, dude.
George,
All
can I
right.
open packs while we do the Louis and George happy hour?
No,
He's like,
no.
I'm opening
He-
packs while we do that.
all right. If
I'll
anybody
put it-
doesn't
Why
know,
ask then? You're so rude.
I don't know why I asked you. It's my channel.
all right. I have to always. I feel like with Kickstarter packs, I just use scissors.
No fables
right.
have been pulled.
Not yet.
It's Louis' stream. No fables will be pulled. I'll help you.
Gosh,
Louis,
Ask a
let's
better
watch
question.
this. Let's watch the stream count. How many people have we lost?
I don't know. We have a lot of negativity whenever we do Metazoo.
All right, we got some haste, a bookmark, invisibility.
I'm opening more tails here in a
Ooh,
minute.
The hoop snake. Uh-oh, weird. Upside down. Whoa, nice little hollow
Holy
gem.
gem! There you go.
I said hollow gem. Reverse hollow. Holy gem. Yeah, I know, George, right? But auras are where it's at.
Not what you wanted, boss.
Should I open
Hmm.
another pack based on that pool? I mean, I was just going to open them all, but
All right. While you're doing that, Metazoo minute time, Louis. You ready for the question?
I'm ready.
Who does Mike have dirty pictures of in order to blackmail them to print boxes that fast?
Jesus.
I don't know, but I was amazed. I don't want to answer that question. But I was amazed at how fast the print run is. I was like, that's crazy. We said it on the podcast. We were like, are they going to be able to get boxes out that fast?
Like, I swear, like
what
Mike
happened?
has like a superpower of like getting boxes printed.
100%. Yeah.
I was thinking, like, gosh, are you really opening packs during the Metazoo minute, not even during the Louis and George happy
Oh,
hour?
I'm sorry. Yeah,
this
sorry.
is my favorite aura. I just got this one autographed, by the way. Victor
Unbelievable.
autographed it for me.
Unbelievable.
All right.
Oh!
There it is.
There we go.
Reverse hollow?
It has the
Reverse.
hickey down here, I think. It
That's
has the
nice.
hickey.
Hey, that's a hit. That's a
still
hit.
good
That's what you're
hit.
looking for.
Good
That's
job.
still a solid hit. That was out of the Mothman back. That's hilarious.
Good work.
All right.
M-
That's it
This
for me.
goes back to what I've been saying in that Mike is an amazing executive.
Yes. The ability to print those boxes that quick. I said this in another, I think I said this in my Metazoo video this week. The fact that 2 months ago he made a post that was like, hey, check out this new card, and he was like still working on it on Photoshop, and today he's got the boxes. I was like, what the heck happened? How did he do that? It's amazing.
And now he got Pops to agree to do different rarities. Something that was not initially going to be released in the set.
That's crazy. So what does that mean for Tops?
I think it means it's a more desirable set. I think it means there's gonna be more of them, frankly. Like, I don't like when I'm talking about Metazoo like this, I don't really care what it says about this set. I think I care about what it says about the company.
Yeah.
And the company is Mike, right? Mike, it's Mike's company.
Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna go get dinner.
May the zoo be with you.
and-
We'll
and
see you in
also
a
with
couple
you.
days.
I'll see you in like an hour and a half. I'll be back on.
Good luck putting your kids to bed.
Louis will be
God.
being rude and opening packs during the Metazoo minute. That's fine.
I hope so. Someone's got to do it. I'm just gonna mute and leave my screen here, Louis,
Okay.
Why? Why are you gonna have your screen up for an hour and a half?
because you guys.
Sorry,
I mean,
covered it
he's
up
not
with
going
my
to change the
screen anyway.
entire layout
I
just for
covered it
you
up on my
two.
screen anyway. Don't worry about it. I covered it up on my screen.
I'm offended. What a jerk. You have a
Goodbye,
whole
bitch.
fourth screen on there, and you can be advertising the
bitch.
Midtown Merchant. See
Goodbye,
you
bitch.
guys.
Oh, okay. You wanted a Midtown Merchant on there? That's fine.
Like when I said Metazoo is going to Jupiter, like it was because like they have somebody at the helm who can move heaven and earth to get.
I have packs in front of me. It's really hard to not open.
Actually, I just realized I'm using my phone to shoot this, and I'm going to have to turn off my phone. Let's see what happens, though.
This is
It's probably
such
gonna
a
go.
disaster.
Oh, nope, still work.
Bye,
Okay,
Mitch.
Go ahead, bye.
Can we talk about him yet? Okay, I won't touch the packs until you tell me I'm allowed. They're just sitting right here. What if the Fable's in there?
I really hope it is now.
It's just been sitting there for so
I really hope it is now.
I can't open it. I just want to open
I
a
hope,
Fable.
I hope it like turns into cold foil comment in the middle of our sentences.
Okay, yeah, it's amazing. I mean, like, I don't know what else to say about it though. Like, it does say a ton about his ability to get things done. That's why I texted you. I said, "What the heck happened? How is there boxes on a freight train or freight
How
truck?"
is Magic delayed? How is Pokemon delayed? And like Mike is like, no problem. No
Isn't
delays.
it part of? Oh,
You're here. You're here. You're here. Different desk than I'm used to. I was like, no problem. You're here. It's amazing.
Isn't it Carter Monday too?
Mhm.
That's crazy. He must
I
have bought
legit
that
don't
print
get
time a long time ago.
I legit don't understand how it's possible.
He had to have bought the print time. He had to just like invest it in the print time, which it says a ton about him, like the confidence that he has.
I prefer my theory of pictures, but yours is probably better.
Of what? Pictures?
Naughty pictures of somebody who owns Carter
Yeah,
Monday.
He must have like invested all the money that he made off of one thing, just reinvesting in the company and just blind trust that he's going to succeed. And that's awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Nightfall's hype. Nightfall's going to go bananas. It's going to be hype.
Additionally, I got to say another thing. Like, I already have allocation from one distributor.
From
which
one distributor. Continue.
Sure, but from one distributor. Like, I already have allocation, and like that means a ton. Like, as a store, as a smaller store, to be able to get like some pre-orders in and not have to see like a box price at $400 and be able to, get.
And I think Metazoo announced we're getting all of our numbers in 2 weeks, didn't they?
I didn't see that, but awesome. I have not been able to keep up with everything going on this week with the content and stuff. So, that's awesome.
Back, by the way.
No, that's awesome. Like, I think like that's something that we said that was really frustrating. That I said I said this on podcast 2 weeks ago. It's frustrating that Channel Fireball had their numbers for Tales of Aria so early compared to the regular stores because they're able to do all their pre-orders. And think about all the people who pre-ordered at 175, and there was no market competition until now. And now you're seeing box prices at $105, $110 because of the additional like boxes that are available that stores are aware that they have. And like that's one of the biggest reasons I think that we need to have allocations as soon as possible. Which is probably not on. I don't know who that's on, but
I got my final Tales numbers on Monday.
That's crazy.
No, what?
That's
4 days
crazy.
before release.
That's crazy. That's what I'm saying.
That's great.
No, that's crazy. Like that's
Makes no
crazy,
sense.
and that's
Makes
why
no sense.
that's why you don't see the competition in the marketplace. That's why you see people who are upset about their $175 boxes from CFB. Like that's why it's so infuriating to me. But I don't know. Not that I don't know who's I don't know who's responsible for that, but anyway. Cool. All right, I gotta switch my audio so I don't have to keep this giant microphone in front of my face.
All right, Louis and George happy hour. What do you want to talk about?
Let's do something not TCG related. How about that?
Okay.
I don't know. You
let the. You guys
What are you
hear
doing
me?
with the microphone?
I'm using the other microphone, so I don't have to keep that thing in front of my face.